AI video app Sora.
Sora?
AI slop.
Sora just changed everything, but nobody can quite put their finger on why me, you, and the rest of the world are so terrified of this app. And more importantly, how we're going to get to the other side of this AI slop war. My name is Jason, and my clients have done over 4 billion views with AI slop, so I know this space better than just about anybody else. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the 3 biggest problems and do my best to provide some type of solution. Now, the first problem starts with us, everyday consumers. If you haven't noticed, this content is freaking addicting to watch. It's like all the most captivating, dopamine hitting parts of normal social feeds, but amplified because it's AI. You know that feeling after you're done scrolling on TikTok and you're like, what did I just watch for the last 30 minutes? After you finish scrolling Sora, you feel that, but like even worse. It's the whole reason we coined the term brain rot this year. And I don't think Sora does us any services. Now, what about these guys? The $250 billion creator economy, including 1.5 million Americans that literally make their livings by making content online. What's happening with Sora is everybody's creating content. So now anyone who's an actual creator is kind of just getting drowned out by all the noise. And it's even starting to flood things like Instagram and TikTok. These real human creators that are putting all this time, talent, energy into their videos are having to compete with videos that look, sound, and sometimes feel the same as their content. And when you're competing with a bunch of 12-year-olds typing prompts, there's really not a lot of value anymore in those pieces of content, and thus not much money to be made. Now finally, and arguably the most boring piece of this, but important, is advertisers. These are the guys that have made all of our favorite content platforms free to use over the last 20 years. And they obviously can't do influencer marketing, so the only real option is ads. And again, these ads are going to be sitting on video feeds trying to compete with this high dopamine, low quality content that people are scrolling through even faster, which ultimately makes advertising harder and more expensive for the brands. And not to mention the elephant in the room, these compute costs that OpenAI is fronting to get all of this content generated, the math doesn't work out for a video advertising model to ever cover those costs. Just spilled water. Okay, now that we've talked about all the reasons why the sky is falling, let's look at some positives, because there definitely are some. For users, we're seeing more creativity than ever before. There's this new feature called Cameo, where users can actually put themselves inside of content. Yo, Mo, let me see some of your Sora videos real quick.
Off the truck, Lamborghini SVJ sitting right here in my driveway. I've been staring at it all morning, can't even lie.
It's so fire, bro.
It's fire?
I actually love it, bro.
There's also a really cool remix feature where if you have a funny idea that you want to build off of from somebody else's video, you can do that as a regular user. Now, I think this stuff is probably the most scary for creators.
We're cooked.
However, I think there's an interesting angle here because AI gives you so many new ways to engage, including that Cameo feature that we just talked about. A cool thing they've done is you can now take your Cameo and allow your audience to remix it, which sounds terrifying, but it kind of creates these cool fan-driven narratives around influencers, and it allows them to interact with influencers' brands in ways that they've never done before. Now, obviously, people are going to abuse this feature, but the more guardrails and the more intentional we make this remixing, I think there's something really cool that can come from that. Now, brands. There is a really interesting behavior that we're seeing with brands that I don't even think OpenAI really intended when they released Sora. What we're seeing is users taking these brands and these franchises that they love and creating their own versions of those franchises. For example, people were generating entirely new South Park episodes based off their own ideas, or videos of Ronald McDonald, or Pokemon characters. Although right now it's a big copyright violation, right? They're just stealing IP and sharing it. It's actually really good marketing for those IP owners. And I think once these brands can actually get a control of that IP, just like we're seeing with the Cameo feature, it's going to be really powerful. Now, we've talked about the good and the ugly of Sora and AI content as a whole. But where's this really going? Is there truly a content utopia that we're going to arrive at? I'm an optimist. I think there is, but it's obviously going to be a bumpy road. And honestly, the good stuff that we've seen from Sora gets me pumped. Here's an AI content project that I just ran that got 35 million views without me even sharing any of the content. I built an AI generator where you upload a photo of yourself and it sees if 100 of that photo would beat a silverback gorilla. And people loved it. It was a way for me to take this funny, trendy story and allow people to interact with it at scale and share dynamic pieces of content that not only represented them, but also the cultural moment we were having. And this is a type of behavior that I think is really exciting. And I think we're going to see these people like Mr. Beast, like South Park, like LeBron James, who actually sent me a cease and desist, start to embrace this technology as soon as they can see that there's ways to do it that actually enhance the connection that content was designed to bring to the internet. And I think the more people we can get creating what they love, just like my friend Mo, I think the world is going to be a happier place. And if you want to be a part of this journey, I just launched a school community down below where we're going to be exploring how to launch campaigns like this, how to use AI content for good, and how to push through all the noise that we're seeing with apps like Sora. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.